Hello, everyone. Just back from over the river and through the woods, um, to Mom's house, where I brought a pair of typewriters for her to choose, and she chose the one that was not this one. She chose a very nice Olympia SM9 portable manual typewriter made in West Germany. Very fine typing machine, a few decades newer than this. But the primary reason she didn't choose this Smith Corona is because I did not give it a good test drive before bringing it to Mom. Both of these, the Olympia and this Smith Corona, are fine typewriters that you'd be proud to take home to Mom. But this one was not in the best shape, and I should have checked it before I brought it. So let's take a look at it. All right, so we're getting a better look at my messy workstation here. Stack of prayer books still over there, jars of pencils, but this is the Smith Corona Silent Super, which you can't see the name suddenly, I realize. Silent Super, it says there. So trust me on that. This is a green machine. I forget what they called this color from the factory. Late 1950s from what I can tell. I didn't look up the serial number to get the exact date. Paper supports, which you cannot see because of the way I have it angled. Margins that press and slide. Have a two-color ribbon in there. What I discovered when I took it to my mom's house and brought it out for her is whatever lubricant was in the segment here, in these slots in the segment where the type bars move. Look at that. Can you see that? Some kind of gummed up, mostly on the right side. The left side seems unaffected. Mostly unaffected, but some kind of nasty lubricant was put in there. I never used WD-40 in machines, but that's almost what it feels like. Something was in the segment that over time gummed it up, makes the keys very sticky, slow to respond, and they don't return. Now I got to fiddling with this, trying to loosen it up. I did have my repair kit with me, and my repair kit always has Marvel Mystery Oil, which is what I should use to lubricate all machines. But I think at the time I bought this, which by the way, $10 on Facebook Marketplace several years ago, and it was semi-local, so I picked it up, no shipping, $10. Silent Super, fantastic machine. If you only have one machine to type on, an Olympia would be great, and that's the one my mom chose, but a Silent Super also would be a valid choice. That's why I chose those two to bring to my mom, because obviously I love my mom. Only the best for my mom, right? Anyway, so I brought my syringe of Marvel Mystery Oil, tried to lubricate a little bit here, clean out in the segment and blow it out, but I got a little vigorous with trying to work these type bar linkages, and on one of them I broke the linkage or disconnected it. So didn't have the necessary eyesight and dexterity to fix it there on site, so this one came home again with me, and I left the Olympia for Mom to use for her writing, and I hope that it is working well for her. This machine, once I get it back in operational, by the way, when I bought it, the drawband was broken, so I did have to repair that, but otherwise it was in perfect working condition. This machine has the touch control right here. It's all the way on light, heavy. Changes the spring action of the return of these type bars and affects the speed with which one can type. Has the tab set in clear here on the keyboard off to the right. Has a 2-color ribbon with a middle setting for stencil, which does not use the ribbon at all. The paper support, I already showed that at the top. I won't move the camera again and jerk it all around. This Silent Super has these paper fingers as well as the paper bail to hold the paper against the platen there. The rubber is relatively hard, but I've seen worse. Still in intact shape, doesn't have all the indentations you get sometimes with a machine of this vintage. What else do we have? Ribbon reverse mechanism here. We have a carriage lock lever on the side that centers and locks the carriage in place for travel. This typewriter, when I got it, came with the paperwork and a cleaning brush. I don't think that's a Smith Corona brush. Is it? It is. It's a Smith Corona brush. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, paperwork in the bag. Had the key to the case. Had everything. Absolute steal at $10. If I can get that one linkage fixed. I mean, how often do you use the right parentheses and the 0? I can use an O, but I do a lot of parenthetical stuff, so that does need to be fixed. So maybe I'll have my son try to use his good eyesight to get in there and get that linkage reconnected for that key, and we'll be back in business. So I'm not going to do a typing test on this machine. This is a 10 character per inch, nice big pica. Or is that the disease where you eat stuff that isn't food? Whatever. 10 characters per inch. Fine machine. Beautiful color. Everything about it is fantastic once I get that one thing fixed. So, sorry, Mom, this one wasn't quite ready for prime time, but hopefully that Olympia is working well for you. And if something goes wrong with it, I'm not sure I can see well enough anymore to fix that. I can apply a little Marvel Mystery Oil, and that's about it. So, Smith Corona, Silent Super. If you're going to have just one typewriter, this would be a good one to have. If you can find it for $10, especially, they go for a little bit more than that these days. Once I get it fixed, if I can get it fixed, I'll do a typing test. We'll revisit this one. Just haven't shown a typewriter in a while, and I thought taking these to my mom was a good opportunity to do that. Thanks for this non-typewriter test typewriter review. Hope to see you here again next time.